How well do we listen? Have you ever noticed that there's a real lack of good listening in the world? Studies have found that people are distracted or preoccupied up to 75% of the time when listening. I remember when I was a teenager, my mother shouting up the stairs, but I had my music up so loud I couldn't hear her and I didn't want to listen anyway. She'd shout out, "Have you got cloth ears or something?" At the time I thought this was a great injustice and lack of respect. But when my children got to their teenage years, I too found myself, like my mum, trying to get through to them. I wonder if God feels the same about us. What is it that prevents us hearing others? Well, distraction is a big thing. There's so much noise and hustle and bustle in our lives. Cars and traffic, rushing for work, getting the children to school. Our lives can be so busy it's difficult to find time or even care what others are saying. What if we're like that with God? If you want to hear God, why not just say to him, "Are you there?" I used to think that God was far too busy to have time for someone like me, and it was wonderful to find out that God wanted to be with me, thought about me all the time, and said good things about me. This transformed my prayer life and how I felt about myself, and could do the same for you. Did you know that in the Bible, God uses picture language to get across ideas to us? In one of the Psalms in the Bible, Psalm 23, God describes himself as a good shepherd and says that he's looking after us, that he will take us to places of green pasture, lovely places like this, and he will restore our souls by still waters, refresh us. A very different picture to how some people think of prayer and spending time with God. It's a fantastic image to meditate on. To finish, here's a few points about listening to God. Firstly, prayer can be enjoyable. Spending time with God can be very fulfilling. He wants us to be excited when we come to him, to take pleasure in him. So find a quiet place to reflect and tell him about your day. The next point is the Bible. This is an important way to test what we're hearing is from God. It's a special book written by people God inspired to inspire us. It's a holy library of histories, poetries, songs, predictions, letters to churches and stories of Jesus' life, which all fit together like a jigsaw to show God's plan for the world and how we fit into it. God also speaks through his creation, the beauties of nature. One of the Psalms starts with this: "The heavens declare the glory of God, the skies proclaim the works of his hand." Another way God speaks to us is through circumstances, situations we find ourselves in. God so often has a different perspective for us when we face difficult times, if we would just listen to him. The final point, God speaks often through other Christians. God gave us others. The Bible calls them brothers and sisters, to help and encourage us. When I first became a committed Christian, one thing that really attracted me was belonging to a worldwide community, a family, who supported one another. Perhaps you're someone who's been trying to follow God and pray, but without any support. Why not contact your local church? They would like to help.